She was a queen who brought fear to Israel, silenced God's prophets, and led a nation into idolatry. But in the end, her pride brought her the most shocking downfall in the Bible. This is the story of Jezebel, the queen whose name became a symbol of wickedness for generations. In the land of Israel, during the reign of King Ahab, a woman entered the story whose name will be remembered for centuries: Jezebel. She was the daughter of King Sidon, a princess from a wealthy and powerful nation. When she married King Ahab of Israel, her influence quickly began to shape the kingdom, but not for good. Jezebel brought with her the worship of Baal, a pagan god of storms and fertility. She convinced King Ahab to build temples and altars for Baals across Israel, leading the nation deeper into idolatry. But she didn't stop there. Jezebel used her power to silence and kill the prophets of the Lord, replacing them with her own false prophets, who ate at her table. Fear and corruption spread, and the people turned away from God. But God raised prophet Elijah. Elijah stood boldly against Jezebel and her prophets on Mount Carmel. Elijah challenged the prophets of Baal to a contest. He said to them, "Cut 2 bulls into pieces and put it on the wood as sacrifice, but don't set fire to it. Whoever can call on the name of their God to set fire on the wood, and the God answers by fire, he is God. If Baal is God, follow him. But if the Lord is God, follow him." The prophets of Baal cried to their Baal from morning till noon, saying, "Baal, answer us." They shouted and danced around the altar they made, but there was no response. At noon, Elijah began to taunt them. He said, "Shout louder. Surely he is a god. Perhaps he is deep in thought, or busy or traveling. Maybe he is sleeping and must be awakened." So they shouted louder and slashed themselves with swords and spears, as was their custom, until their blood flowed. Midday passed, and they continued their frantic prophesying until the time for the evening sacrifice. But there was no response. No one answered. No fire to consume the wood. Then Elijah cut 2 bulls into pieces and put it on the wood as a sacrifice. He did not set fire to it. He prayed to God, saying, "Let it be known today that you are God in Israel. Let people know that you are God, and that you are turning their hearts back again to you." The fire of God fell and burned up Elijah's sacrifice, the wood, the stones, the soil, and also licked up the water in the trench. When all the people saw this, they fell down, prostrated, and cried, "The Lord is God. The Lord is God." Elijah commanded Jezebel's prophets of Baal be seized and were later destroyed. Jezebel's fury grew stronger on hearing what has happened to her prophets. She swore to kill Elijah, and the prophet fled for his life. Jezebel's cruelty was not only spiritual, it was personal. When King Ahab wanted a vineyard owned by a man named Naboth, and Naboth refused to sell it, Jezebel devised a wicked plan. She arranged false witnesses to accuse Naboth of blaspheming, and he was stoned to death. Ahab took possession of the vineyard, but God saw the injustice, and through prophet Elijah declared judgment on Ahab and Jezebel. Years later, Jezebel's time came. A new king, Jehu, rose to power. As he entered the city of Jezreel, Jezebel, still proud and defiant, painted her eyes, adorned herself as a queen, and looked out from a window. King Jehu commanded Jezebel's servants, "Throw her down." The servants did accordingly. Jezebel fell to her death. Dogs devoured her body, fulfilling the prophecy spoken by Prophet Elijah that Jezebel's end would be a sign of God's justice. Jezebel's story is that of power, pride, and rebellion against God. It is also a reminder that no matter how powerful evil may seem, God's justice will always prevail. Jezebel's name became a symbol of wickedness, but her downfall became a warning to all those who chose to defile the living God. The story of Jezebel reminds us that no matter how powerful evil may seem, God's truth will always stand.